Yo, what is good YouTube? Warstu here with a video on the future of Warner Bros. For the year of 2021 at least. So yesterday we got a headline from Deadline, which is somewhat true, but it's a bit inaccurate as well on the grand scheme of things. So if you are new around here, make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the videos. At 100,000 subscribe marker, we'll be giving away something that is so darn cool. Right, let's break this story down correctly. So it is a bit clickbaity in a way, but then again, it's the truth at the same time. Warner Bros. To debut entire 2021 film slate, including Dune, Matrix 4, both on HBO Max and in theaters. This is true, right? All the big websites, Deadline, Variety, all reporting it. This is true, but it's also false. Because, let's take, Godzilla versus Kong. It is going to be releasing in cinema. It's also going to be releasing on HBO Max. But it's only for 1 month. Right. So like Wonder Woman 1984, that drops Christmas, it's on HBO Max for 1 month, then it disappears. And then after some time, it will come out on Blu-ray, and then maybe it will appear on HBO Max in a year or so. So yes, they are going to HBO Max, but it's not like they're going to be on HBO Max for the whole year. It's only for 1 month of duration. Now, this is crazy because there's 17 films slated. The Batman would have been included. So movies like The Suicide Squad, Matrix 4, Dune, Godzilla vs. Kong. Some of these movies, in fact, all these movies should have been done at the cinema, to be fair. Now, this is because, obviously, it has a massive crisis. So, apparently, according to this article, it's a 1-year experiment, but if it does well, then essentially they're gonna do it forever. But the main reason behind this is I'll leave the article down below, is essentially HBO Max hasn't really got many subscribers when you compare it to Netflix, because Netflix is the king. Nothing comes close to Netflix. So essentially, this is like Legendary Pictures and Warner Bros, because obviously Godzilla is Legendary as well as Warner Bros. Same with Dune. So it's very interesting. So it's only going to go to HBO Max for 1 month, not the whole duration. But I honestly think this could kill the cinema off in a way. But it's interesting. So it says, after considering all available options and the projected slate moving forward going through 2021, we came to the conclusion that this was the best way for Warner Media Pictures business to navigate for the next 12 months at least. And that was Jason, the CEO of Warner Media. More importantly, we are bringing new customers 17 remarkable movies throughout the year. It is kind of misleading in a way, clickbaity, because it's not like they're actually going to be on there for the whole year. So obviously there's Mortal Kombat, Little Things, Tom and Jerry, The Many Saints of Newark, Godzilla vs. Kong, The Conjuring 3, In the Heights, Space Jam, Suicide Squad, Dune, Elvis, King Richard, Matrix 4, Judas, and there's a few others that it doesn't really say when they're coming out. But the important thing here is they're only going to be on the service for 30 days. Yes, you heard it right, guys. 30 days. 30 days. So it's a bit misleading, because a movie doesn't go to Netflix for 30 days. It goes to Netflix generally for like a year or so at a time, which is interesting. So you're thinking, if you don't live in America, when is HBO Max coming to you? So there's also an article on Deadline. It says HBO Max plotting local, international, origin-based DC Comics IP. So essentially what it says here, I won't bore you, try and keep this video quite informal, is it says, we will need to be global service in impeccable scale and foreseeable future. It essentially says in the second half of 2021, you'll see us start to upgrade some of the existing direct consumers HBO Max services in Europe to HBO Max. So essentially, second half of 2021, the plan is to include 190 countries rollout just as fast as they can. So I presume the reason they can't do this at the moment is actually licensing, because a lot of the stuff on HBO Max is on like stuff in Europe, like on the Sky, and like there's HBO Sky and stuff like that in the UK. So I presume that is. So it's like good news and bad news. This could essentially kill off the cinema as we know it. But from a Godzilla vs. Kong fan, we now know the official release date, because it's not going to change. It's set in stone. These dates are set in stone. So Godzilla vs. Kong is coming out May the 21st, which is cool. And Mortal Kombat is coming out the 15th of June, which is cool. So it's good in a way, but it's also bad in a way. And I also think this will kill off the box office, because it's interesting. In the UK, the cinema has now reopened in tier 1 and tier 2, so my local cinema is open, so it's looking like Wonder Woman will be there. But I presume in America a lot of the cinemas are still closed based on this report, and they're obviously forecasting the next 12 months, which it's really hard to actually forecast what's going to be open and what's going to be closed. But it is a shame because, you know, movies like The Suicide Squad should be seen at the cinema. Godzilla vs. Kong, you should go to the theaters. Even Matrix 4, June, these movies should be seen at the cinema, not seen at home. And yes, HBO Max does have Ultra 4K, but even if you've got a £10,000 TV that supports 8K, it's not a cinema screen. You're not going to have the ultra surround sound, the music, like the kind of audio system that a cinema has. You're not going to have a personal IMAX cinema in your own home unless you live in a mansion. So it is bad. It is really bad. But at the same time, you know, people are struggling during this current climate, so it's good for them, I guess, and people like that. And, you know, it would save yourself some money. But then you got to look at the dark side of this. Piracy. Anything online can be put on another website. So piracy is going to be huge for all these movies. Now, Wonder Woman, I mean, they're not even like trying to see if Wonder Woman does well at the box office still. They're like, sod it, let's just put everything on there for a year and just take the hit. Now, this isn't even Warner Media's decision. I guarantee this is coming from AT&T, who are pushing HBO Max, who essentially own Warner Bros. And all the other companies and partners. So yeah, it's coming from AT&T. It just doesn't say it anywhere on here because, you know, AT&T is the reason why we're getting said Snyder Cut, and also the Snyder Cut, Zack Snyder's Justice League, will also be on this for release. So looking at HBO Max, yeah, for at least a year, there's a lot of cool things that are going to be on there, but it doesn't say past this 30 days. You know, it goes on there for 30 days, then it disappears. So what happens after that? You know, 30 days, then it will go to, but then it will still be at the cinema. So realistically, it's kind of misleading in a way, although they are technically, because this says here, Wonder Woman 1984, the film that Warner Bros. Plans to release in 2021, will be available on HBO Max subscribers for 31 days. After that month mark, these movies will only play in the theaters until they reach the traditional home release. From there, people can rent through online platforms like Amazon, iTunes, Fandango. It's unclear when the titles will return. So it's kind of a bit misleading, like the headline is. I mean, Warner Bros. Entire slate coming to HBO Max. Yes, true, but not really true. It's coming for a blimp, like 1 month period, so to speak. But it's going to be interesting to see how other companies like Disney Plus reacts, because as we know, Disney Plus does have a big subscriber base, but a lot of that is free subscribers from mobile phone deals and stuff like that. So it is interesting to see, will they start releasing Black Widow? I don't really think they will. It's just going to be very interesting to see how other online streaming services react to this, but it will be a shame, because these movies like Godzilla vs. Kong is going to have to make somewhere like $500-600 million to break even. The Suicide Squad, I mean, it's hard to quantify how much money they make back if it goes to a streaming service rather than it going to a movie release, because if it goes to a movie release, then you can see how much it's taken. You can see the stats of how well it's doing. It's going to massively hinder it, and like I say, piracy could be huge with this. But I just thought I'd get my ideas out there. But at least we know we will be getting the Godzilla vs. Kong trailer very, very soon, and the Mortal Kombat trailer soon, because according to this, it comes out next month and there's no trailer. Or maybe I've missed a Mortal Kombat trailer. So they need to start dropping trailers for all these. So it means that they are openly advertising Godzilla vs. Kong. And we have got a bit of a new logo for Godzilla vs. Kong. And it just says Godzilla vs. Kong, so it looks cool. So expect a trailer anytime. It could be at CCXP this current weekend. It could be Wonder Woman 1984 on HBO Max. What better way to advertise it with Wonder Woman 1984 on HBO Max or with cinema? So like always, guys, please like, subscribe, and comment. And I will catch you in another video very soon. Catch you later.